Hey guys, what is going on? Carter here. Got another video for you. Yes, this is the final video in the 4 Max Cold Steel chapter, or the final chapter in the book, I mean to say. So this is a follow-up. I realized in my last video, I realized after my last video I had shot a shorter video saying what I was contemplating doing. Am I sending it back? Am I sending it to Cold Steel? I was going to explain that Cold Steel reached out to me on Instagram and wanted to make it right, wanted to pay to have me ship it back in, but I told them I was going to send it back to the retailer for a refund. I shot a video about that, but I never uploaded it because I wasn't sure yet what I was going to do or where I stood, so I never put it up. So you guys haven't really heard a follow-up on what happened, what I did, things like that. So I changed my mind. I realized that I've waited on this just too long, and it's just too awesome of a knife, too close of a Demco custom production knife, that I want it. I want to keep it. Even though it's a little large, and I had a little issue with it off the bat, I want to keep it. Really cool, got to have it in my collection. So I reached back out to Cold Steel. I said, yeah, I'll send it in. I was a little apprehensive because I wasn't sure if I was just going to send it in, they were going to sharpen it, send it back, in which case it's like, I can sharpen it. But I just went ahead and said, I'll just see what they want to do. So I reached out to them. They sent me a return label for free shipping of, my original one back into them. Of course, they were very apologetic. They were like, this should not have left the floor. These should not be like this. They're all sharpened by hand. Shouldn't have ended up that way. I want to make it right. So I sent the old one back in, and then they also reached out and said that they were authorized to send me a replacement before they received mine back in, which is really, really cool. So they actually, the same day they sent me the return label to send mine in, they had sent out a brand new replacement, which is this one, and I got it today. And I would have had it over the weekend, except UPS kind of sucks. And they got it in early. They could have delivered it Friday, but it wasn't scheduled for Friday, so they didn't deliver it. So I had to wait till today, Monday. But I got it in today, and it's obviously a brand new knife, and I could not be happier. I'm sure you can already see the centering on it is much better. It's almost perfect, little tiny bit off, but not like the other version was, which it never really bothered me. It definitely didn't rub or anything like that or cause any problems. And being that this is not a frame lock or liner lock, which I guess that doesn't really matter, but for some reason it seems like it makes it less important. It is almost dead nuts on right there. And you can see the pocket clip is flawless. There is no scuffs, no marks on it. And everything else on the knife was fine. Those were the only issues other than the edge was the centering and the pocket clip there. The action is actually quite a bit smoother on this one. If I could actually disengage the thing. Smoother action. Let me try that again. There we go. I don't know what my problem was the first time I tried that. Sorry about the sloppiness. But it'll fall freely when you open it. Still rock solid. But of course, most importantly, perfect edge on this, guys. Razor sharp, perfect edge. The bevel is more even too, as a side note. Not that I don't really care that much about evenness of the bevel, but yeah, no dings, no rolls, nothing like that. Razor sharp, absolutely perfect. So yeah, guys, Cold Steel, they made it right. And in my adventure with this knife, I have been reached out to by various people. Some people that had a similar issue to mine, just wasn't as bad. Some people that had a perfect example, no issues whatsoever. So it seems to be, there may have been a couple bad apples, maybe in an early batch or something, or one of the batches. But it definitely doesn't seem like that is going to be the norm. You can see right there, this thing is perfect. Super buttery smooth. Sorry about the pauses in my speaking there. My camera, when it hears a loud noise, it automatically dims the volume, and that bugs a lot of people. So I try to be conscious if I'm making a loud noise not to be talking at the same time that the noise is happening, so it doesn't do that. But it's a little side note there. But once again, everything else was perfect on my original knife. You can see all the spacing, which I don't think I talked about in the review. It's like a 20-minute video, and I didn't even talk about. You can see the cutout for the pivots are all even. You know, all of the holes are even. All the pins are flush. The screws are nice and recessed. They're not sitting on top of the scales. Perfectly contoured scales there, nice and blasted. Like I said, it kind of has that gray kind of color to it, which I really like. Blasted everything, really nice, guys. So I wouldn't hesitate to pick up this knife, and I certainly wouldn't hesitate to deal with Cold Steel. They will make it right. They'll fix your problems. You know, you'll get taken care of. Snags happen, things happen. You can't hold everybody. Well, you got to hold them accountable, but you can't hold a grudge, you know, over some possible issues. So you'll be seeing this knife again in my hands in other videos. I'm going to carry this thing. I'm going to use it. I don't think I'm going to beat the crap out of it. Who knows? But I will be carrying it and enjoying it. Very cool piece of Demco art, I guess you would call it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Talk to you later.